Alright, this is the second commentary for Gauntlet Legends. I said if it's a Gauntlet Commentary, it's a Gauntletary. Okay. So, anyway, selected my character, and this time around I'm gonna go ahead and shop. Last time I didn't do that. I am not a huge item user or anything by any means, so I sell most of the items that I get in the levels. There's the rapid fire, let's see, and some of the items that I do like to use is, I like the Phoenix, the familiar. You just saw it right there, and so I'm gonna go ahead and get that. And let's see, I also like to buy speed. You can buy, strength, speed, magic, and armor for your character. And as I mentioned earlier, my gripe with the game, really the only gripe that I have, is that the characters move really slow in the very beginning parts of it, and so that's why I buy the speed. So anyway, one thing I wanted to touch on is we're in the mountain realm right now. You see this is it's this red area and stuff, and we're going to the cliff. That's the name of this level. Each of the realms has a boss, basically at the end of them, that is themed with the realm in some way or another, but each boss has a special legendary weapon that it is vulnerable to. And so what I'm actually going to do in this playthrough commentariness is I'm going to get those legendary weapons before taking on the bosses. I'm actually just going to do all the levels and take on the bosses last. So that's what you're going to see here. And this level, actually, this specific level is the first time that we see kind of, I guess what I would call the critter type enemies. They're the lower ankle biter types, because I forgot that there's death in there. Anyway, remember, you should use potions before, if you know that death is in a treasure chest. So, but anyway, as I was saying, these little scorpions right here, they're one of several enemies that will basically be lower to the ground. You see, these are the regular enemies that I'm shooting right here, but the scorpions are like, in the future, some of the enemies are like maggots or whatever. So there's different types of enemies and everything. They're, just the little critters is what I call them. I probably should have used a rock shower on that golem, though he didn't hit me. Alright, so coming up right here is a very interesting part of this level. It's actually really good for having it so early on in the game, because the enemies are trapped behind these walls. If you can see that there's also some on the left side, those bigger enemies. I actually like to just sit here and let the enemies come out of the generator and gain experience just by, doing what I'm doing right now, just shooting the enemies and not actually destroying the generator for at least a little while. So this is definitely one of those speed up the footage and play music moments. So I'll play some original Dr. Kendo. In the last episode you heard my song where I took the Gauntlet Legends music and made my own words and everything to it. But this time I'll show off an original song.
I'll save the day, did you feel the wrath? Cause I see a bunch of homies and they got my back. One for each role that can ever be needed. We a task force of action that's never been defeated. If you need proof, I've been saying it's just the first track, and this is number 7 and we haven't looked back. I'm still a nerd, but savage, like a game of LARP. I've been rising through the ranks like I was Augie Fart, and bring some joy to my life. From battling the diabolical forces anyway, and everything is alright. I can do whatever's needed in any case to save the day. I can do whatever's needed, cause I can disappear real clear up in here and here, so clear to my ears that I cheer with no fear. I'm like a superhero, save the day. All I can do whatever's needed, cause I can disappear real clear up in here and here, so clear to my ears that I cheer with no fear. I'm like a superhero, save the day. All I feel on top of the world right now. My shine so high, it's up in the clouds. They're calling me everything is.
Okay, I hope you like that. But one thing worth noting is actually you can see it. The generator on the right has actually stopped producing enemies. They kind of just give up, I guess you could say, but enemies will stop coming through it. I think you just have to either melee attack it or with your regular attack, yeah, like that. So then they'll start coming back out. So anyway, I think I've kind of gotten enough levels out of this. It's been like 2 levels or so. I could do it longer, but I think I'm just going to advance further. I don't know if you noticed that, but when I was getting the obelisk summoner's voice, you know, does the voiceover, that's the deep wizard voice guy, whatever, the deep voiced wizard guy. His voice skipped. Sometimes the game has those little errors. He'll be like, "The gate to the Valkyries castle now open," like that. Like, what he's trying to say, though, is that the gate to the Valkyries castle is now open. And so that's what you're actually getting the obelisks for in this game, is you're trying to obviously help him restore order to the land, or that sounds stupid, help him restore order, and it also unlocks the different realms that you can go through, and damn it, I'm being really bad at, I did this last video, wasting keys. I didn't mean to open that door. So anyway, you're getting the obelisks to unlock the different realms, and so as I said before, we're on the mountain realm right now. So that's going to unlock the castle's realm. And here's invulnerability. It's an item that you can't turn off, but it only lasts for, I think, 30 seconds. But hey, it's helpful for the time being, of course. So one thing that you're going to notice right here is that the map, did you see that? The parts of the rock start falling down on the path that you're on. It's, oh yeah, I'm a level 10 mage. Every certain few levels or so, they have certain designated levels for it, but you'll change and basically get a new title. You know, he said I'm a level 10 mage instead of a blue wizard. He'll obviously still say blue wizard has gained a level and whatnot, but basically with your new title, every, you know, designated level that they have for it, you'll actually see that your weapon kind of becomes fancier and stuff. Like, I think the staff for the wizard kind of gains these 2 prongs on the top, but you also may not notice it early on, but your attacks actually, your basic attack actually grows in size. So these little magic missile balls that I'm shooting out, or whatever you want to call them, for the wizard are actually getting a little bit bigger, and so I assume more powerful as well. But as I was saying earlier, you actually see it right there too. The rock fell off of the path. That's something that, just like how there's destructible walls that can obviously be seen because they're just obviously a different color than the rest of the land or the rest of the walls around them, well, those actually have a very seeable, I guess, very visible crevice or crack to them where the map is actually going to be destroyed and the rock in this case is going to fall off. It really doesn't affect you here. I think it's just to make the level look ominous or whatever, but in later levels, there's actually in the Icy Plains, my least favorite realm, they have destructible pathways that actually get in your way. It's basically makes you go around. You can actually, did you see what I just did there? You can attack enemies from the top of this corner. They can actually hit you too. I think one of them hit me once, but it's kind of a funny little caveat to this game. Right there, that's invisibility. I suppose another useful item for most people, but it's another one I don't really use so much. That little guy on the bridge. He's stuck, see? Great AI. Do you remember back in the, like, NES days, Super NES, you know, on Mario and stuff, the enemies would just, like, walk off the cliff? They just walk in a straight line. How AI has progressed so much. So there's actually not a whole lot on this level left, but one thing that is worth noting also is normally we would be nearing the end of the level and go through the portal that's up above. Oh, speed boots, yes. Normally we'd exit through this portal, but we're actually going to go through this trapdoor looking thing with the skull and crossbones, I think is what it has on it. But basically, this is another component to the game where you can actually change your legend, i.e. the character that you play as. You can change this after you've completed any level. You can actually do it at any time then. Where, you know, if I don't want to play the wizard anymore, I can change him to the warrior or whoever and still have all my levels and items and whatnot. But these coins, actually, what they're for is kind of an upgrade to each of the characters. Each coin goes for a different character. So right now we're actually collecting these purple coins with the Minotaur face because the Minotaur... Oh, that looks cool. I've never done that before when the camera's up above my head. The Minotaur is actually an upgrade of the warrior. So if you're the warrior, you're lucky. You get to upgrade first. And so you just go to the change from the menu that happens after you finish a level. This menu that's coming up right here. But yeah, you just hit change and you can upgrade your character. My favorite, of course, goes for the wizard because I play as the wizard, and it's the jackal. The Valkyrie can turn into the falconess, and the archer can turn into the tigress. And so on each of the different realms, you can find these secret doors on one of the levels and get those coins again. Now, if you see there what just happened, Sumner destroyed the hold on the Valkyrie castle. That was what I was referring to with the obelisks before. So I'm going to go ahead and buy some speed and shop, sell my items or whatever before we head on to the next realm. But anyway, I figure I should just plug this pretty much at the end of every episode, but remember, you can get the music that you've heard. You can just search Dr. Kendo, that's Dr.Kendo. Search it on Google, iTunes, Amazon, Facebook, any of that. And I'll actually probably just put some of the links in the description. But anyway, just figured I should plug it right there. So I hope you guys are enjoying this, and definitely I appreciate any comments and any likes and any of that YouTube stuff. And I'll catch you on the next vid. Thanks for viewing.
Whatever's needed, 'cause I can disappear, reappear up in here and hear so clear. To my ears sound a cheer with no fear, I'm like a superhero. Save the day, all you can do whatever's needed, 'cause I can disappear, reappear up in here and hear so clear. To my ears sound a cheer with no fear, I'm like a superhero.